Just as we explained the transmission mechanism with monetary policy, and we know monetary policy has its initial impact on the money market and it affects your LM curve, we now want to see how fiscal policy affects your money and your goods markets. So we know that an increase in government spending, say, as part of fiscal policy, is going to shift your IS curve. So increase in government spending will shift it to the right. And it's going to cause your AD curve to shift upwards. And we get a new equilibrium, we'll call it E double dash, at a higher level of income, call it Y double dash. So fiscal policy causes an increase in income or output when you have a look at the goods market. So it directly impacts the goods market first, that fiscal policy. But it then has a knock-on effect. It affects your money market. And this greater level of income or output is going to cause your demand for money to increase. So you've got a higher level of income, Y double dash. So your money demand increases to finance a greater number of transactions that's going to occur. We don't also just jump to a new equilibrium. So at the initial interest rate, I0 say, you're going to find that you're going to have an excess demand for money. Your demand is out here, but there's a fixed money supply, it's over here, and so people want more money than is available. So therefore they're going to get rid of some of their bonds. The price of bonds will fall in the process, and we know there's an inverse relationship between the price of those assets and the yield, so that causes the interest rate to rise. And as the interest rate rises, we move along your money demand curve until we get to a new equilibrium over here. At a higher level of interest rate, call it I0 or I dash, let's call it I single dash to correspond. Okay, so what now is going to happen as a result of this higher interest rate? This is going to affect your goods market. A higher interest rate, we know, causes planned investment to fall. So that's what we mean when we refer to crowding out a fiscal policy or government expenditure. It crowds out a certain amount of private investment. Higher interest rate causes planned investment to fall, and this whole curve will shift down a bit. Let's call this AD2, and we're going to get an equilibrium, let's call it E single dash, at a level of output Y0 with a single dash to correspond with this. So your aggregate demand curve has shifted down a bit. So initially it rose all the way up to here, this level of output as a result of government spending, but due to this portfolio disequilibrium in the money market, your interest rate ended up rising, and that dampens or crowds out some private investment. So let's see what's going on in this main diagram, the one in your textbook. At the initial level of interest, unchanged, we saw that your IS curve shifts to the right, and that was associated with AD curve shifting up and a greater level of income Y0. We moved to here, holding interest rates constant. But that higher level of income caused money demand to increase in turn and led to a higher interest rate. And as your interest rate starts to rise, we see that that causes planned investment to fall, and income, as a result of this shifting down a bit, income falls a bit, and we move to this final equilibrium output over here. So that process explains crowding out of fiscal policy.